All right, and welcome to the Real Money Coach Show. Y'all are going to have to be patient tonight. Listen, your boy is running the ship all by himself, right? All by myself, and I'm figuring out this technology. So glad that you're with me. We're live tonight. And did you miss me? We missed last week. We're in the process of doing some transition, but we are here tonight. And we are awfully happy that you have joined with us tonight as we talk about a couple things that are awfully important, a couple really great things that are happening in Charlotte, North Carolina. Yes, I'm talking about the Power Networking Conference. Well, let me change that. See, it's kind of hard sometimes to teach your old dog new tricks, right? It's the Power Networking Experience in Expo, which will take place July 10th through, it'll be July 10th through the 13th. The host hotel is the Westin in Uptown Charlotte, and the event itself will be taking place at the convention center. And so it's going to be absolutely a great event. Make sure that you are there in that place so that you can be a part of it. And here it is. We have Congressman Hakeem Jeffries will be there. Master P will be there. Rohan Marley will be there. Jamal Bryant will be there. Dr. Boyce Watkins will be there. And of course, Dr. George Fraser himself will also be there. And so you want to make sure that you get your ticket and get ready to come and have a tremendous time at the Power Networking Conference and Experience in Expo. See, I keep doing that, y'all. It's Experience in Expo. Now, I see that no one has done what we normally do here on the Real Money Coach Show. I haven't seen anybody put into the chat where you're watching from. So put in the chat where you're watching from so that we know who we have in the house, what city, what state you're watching from, and we will welcome you in this place. And so let me do this real quick. I want to just talk real briefly about something, and that is the month of June. And you know how we have all these different months and they have these different things. Well, June is actually Annuity Awareness Month. It's Annuity Awareness Month. And annuities are something that sometimes people have a little bit of confusion about, because it's like many other things where there's some people that really like them, really love them, and then there's other people that don't. And I think a lot of times those who don't necessarily care for annuities maybe don't understand the role that they can play in your retirement. And I know CBNC recently produced an article that talked about how annuities need to be a part of your retirement planning now, because it does a couple things. One, it protects you from the stock market losses, crashes. We don't know what's going to happen there. But the other thing it does is it gives you guaranteed lifetime income. And so there was once upon a time when they said, well, you didn't need those things, there you could do without it. Well, now that shifted. And even the experts like CNBC are saying that you need to do annuities to help your retirement. The other big part of that I wanted to talk about is it kind of goes in conjunction with what Yahoo Money put out a few years ago, because for years, and I've been in this business, as many of you know, for 27 years come August 1st, is that they said, hey, listen, you could take your retirement account when I first came in this business, and 7%, you could use that as your income, and you would be pretty safe to never run out of money. So if we were looking at a real big number, like let's say we're looking at $1 million, 7% of $1 million is $70,000 a year. So if you have $1 million in your 401k, your retirement account, you could take out $70,000 a year, and you would be pretty much assured that that money would never run out. Well, then it moved to 6, and then 5, and then even now, a lot of experts are saying that number is more like 3.5%, maybe 4%. And when you think about it, for someone who's accumulated that much money, and I used the example of $1 million, to be able to say, hey, you have $1 million and you take 40,000 out a year to live off of. For many people, that wouldn't work. And then you take that number in half. If you have 500,000, that means what? You can take out 20,000 a year. And so what happens with annuities and these type of fixed index products is that it will allow you to take out more money without the fear of the money running out. And that's a very, very important piece of our retirement, because the number one fear of all retirees is that they'll run out of money during their retirement. And so it's a great thing to take advantage of and put in your portfolio. And, if you want to chat about it, if you want to, have a conversation about it or something like that, just, you can direct message me. That will be fine. Or better yet, the best thing you could do is just go ahead and get on my calendar. And if you get on my calendar, what happens is then we will be able to have a conversation about it. It will be at no cost to you. And you can simply just schedule at ipadyourmoney.com. And then you will be able to go ahead and book a time with me. Won't cost you anything at all. So listen, I'm hoping that my co-host is usually with me, Michelle Mitchell, she's speaking at a conference today. And so it's me. And I have a wonderful guest that's going to be coming on with us here in a few minutes, Kim Davies-Smith, who's going to talk to us about the Power Networking Conference. In particular, we're going to have a conversation about this event at Top Golf. It's a reception. It is something I think you will not want to miss for sure. But before we do that, I'm going to take you to a couple commercials, and then I'll come back and bring our guest for the evening on, Miss Kim Davies-Smith.
Do you have passion for your business but feel like your finances are falling short? Running a business takes more than a great idea. It takes a solid financial plan. Mitchell Consulting can help you turn your passion into profit with their financial advisory services. Get the financial guidance your business needs. Contact Mitchell Consulting to learn more about their passion to profit capabilities.
Imagine a life where financial wellness isn't just a dream, but your reality. Welcome to a journey where increasing, protecting, and dominating your money becomes the new normal. With the Real Money Coach, embark on a path towards legacy wealth. Your financial future is not just a matter of chance, it's a matter of choice. It all begins with your free financial wellness checkup. Join us at the Real Money Coach and discover the steps to secure a legacy of wealth for your family. The keys to true financial freedom are within your grasp. Let's build that future, starting now.
Take control of your finances today with the Real Money Coach. Our free financial wellness checkup offers personalized insights and strategies to secure your financial future. Don't miss out on the clarity and confidence you deserve. Visit www.therealmoneycoach.com now. That's www.therealmoneycoach.com right now to start your journey towards financial freedom. Your future self will thank you.
All right. I love that commercial, that last one that you guys saw, the motion graphics. It was actually done by a class at UNC Charlotte, and give a shout out to Terrence Oliver and his class that put that particular project together. So, and I do want to remind you that, again, go to therealmoneycoach.com. There's a couple things there that you can do. One is you can get your financial wellness checkup, as it mentioned in both of those videos. And what it does is really just kind of gives you a overall score of where you are financially. And then we can have a conversation about it. The other thing that's really, really important there is that you can also order your retirement tax bill estimate. And what I found is many people do not realize exactly how much money they will spend in taxes when it comes to retirement. And so we all think that we're going to get to retirement. It's going to be much cheaper. It's going to be, we won't have all these taxes and that type of thing. You might be surprised at how much you'll actually end up paying in taxes. And so just wanted to, all that's free, 2 free services, take advantage of them, find out exactly what those bills are going to look like in retirement. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show another short video right here about the Top Golf event that will be taking place in Charlotte, North Carolina. And after we have this, I will bring our guest for the evening on the stage with me. So check it out.
Our Legacies Foundation is dedicated to preserving and celebrating the rich generational legacies of people of African descent to be handed on to the next generation for them to do the same. Give the gift of legacy, one swing at a time.
All right. I think that's an exciting event. So without any further ado, let me bring on Kim onto the stage with me. Ah, there it is. There it is.
This is great. Well, you know what? You can't help but laugh when you come on the Real Money Coach Team show, right? Because you putting us in a great mood from the very beginning.
Well, listen, hey, I'm figuring it all out. I'm figuring it all out. I'm making it through the technology part of this show, and I'm holding my own, Miguel. I'm holding my own. So how you doing?
I'm doing great. Wonderful.
One of the things I did not mention is I was introducing you because I want you to talk a little bit about it. It's Our Legacies Foundation. You are the founder of the organization. And just tell us, I mean, and you've been on before, talk about, but just refresh our audience exactly what Our Legacies Foundation is and, why and how you got it started.
Well, okay. Well, we actually started in 2021. So we're going on our 3rd year as a nonprofit charitable organization. And so Our Legacies Foundation, we're here to help our people to understand and to document, preserve, and celebrate the legacies of our people, right? And why do we want to do this? Because we want to use technology. I know we kind of like iffy with the technology, but technology is our friend. And right. We want to use technology to actually preserve it in a format that can be handed on to the next generation and for generations to come. Because everyone has all these lessons to share of their life experiences, right? And so it's just the technology version of documenting and preserving this information so that you never have to worry about it being damaged, any sort of weather, environment, any sort of conditions. It'll be saved in the cloud. And so folks in your family that come after you have passed on will know what you look like, Tony, know what you sound like, because right now you're preserving the legacy of the Real Money Coach Team because you have video content.
Right.
So it's a process, and we need to really start thinking about how important it is to document these stories. And there's lessons to be learned in failures and successes. So that's what we do, why we do it. And I was really inspired by hearing the lessons learned from other folks from the Dr. Joel Dudley Legacy Project, sponsored by Every Black. and I met 250 people. Okay. Actually, I was part of the scheduling team, and hearing their stories, realizing there's so much value in their journey.
Yeah.
And a lot of times we always say, this person passed away and we never heard of him. Who was he? What did he do? So I think our Legacies Foundation is here to help people to understand and to get the work done, basically. We always talk about legacy, but we here to get the work done, take the action, and take what it requires to get the work and the legacy preserved, so that, again, we can pass it on for generations to come. That's our whole purpose in life.
What's so interesting about this is just last weekend, my wife, we were in Michigan. Go Michigan, right? So
The greatest state in the country.
That's where we're from. We're from Michigan. Kim is from
Right.
Michigan, right? So we were there, and I was just thinking about her aunt. And so, like, whenever someone wants to know how someone's related or da 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 da, everybody says, well, you got to ask Aunt Muncie, right? You got to ask. And so just to preserve some of those type of things, I think would be huge, because we have these patriarchs in our family that, once they go on to glory, once they transition, it's like, have we captured it? Have we? And a lot of times we do have the, nowadays, of course, we have video and we have pictures, because everybody's got one of these that they're walking around with, that they're doing that. But to collect it all into one place, right? And I'm thinking about Mr. Sam Tate and his project, to have all of that documented in one place, and especially for our people, because if we don't tell our story, no one's going to tell it. No one's going to know it. And as you're in Florida, and we know other states have really kind of pushed the critical race theory, and they don't want some of the things that have been part of our heritage being taught anymore. But I think it's up to each family to pass down their own stories, their own, legacies, if you will. So.
Yeah, and that's the point. And what makes it so interesting is that we really get into people's family story, and we take pride in the work that we do. And we hire college students to do video editing. So we actually do videos of the family members, recording, so that, like you said, we can put it all in one place. And the pictures are so very important, because if you notice some older pictures, maybe even when we were coming along, and now I look at them like myself, they're in a photo album, right? But the photo albums now turn yellow, right?
Yeah, right.
The sticky is not sticky anymore, right? And so we want to preserve even the images and photos, right? Because they're not going to last forever, Tony.
Right.
They start to get frail. They start to turn colors on us. And so if we could just stop the aging process of our photos and images, then we can save history. And it doesn't take a whole lot. It doesn't take, it's easier than we may think, but most people just keep saying, well, I'll get that done. I'll get that done. Yeah. And Sam Tate was, the first legacy leader that we were able to complete a successful flip book in, and he loves it, right? He actually is monetizing it now, right? So you can order his e-course, and you can, he's making use of this valuable information. So yeah, it's an amazing thing. And what I love about it most is that the emotional journey one goes on by seeing their life across the screen.
Yeah.
That's something that's irreplaceable.
Well, and most of us are not going to have a documentary done of our life. I mean, we're not King or Rosa Parks. We've had an important part of history that many people don't know, but we're not going to have those documentaries done. And so this is a way that a common everyday person can, as well as people who maybe, like a Mr. Tate, who's been so influential to so many, can have that done. And so I think that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome too. And what's pretty awesome about it is that he has a long list of referrals, right? I've talked to a few, and he's got everybody, he's telling everybody. So, when you satisfy your customer and your customer is really excited about the project, he shares it with his friends, and he's going to be at our Top Golf telling everybody
Well,
get this done.
That's a great segue into us talking about Top Golf. So Top Golf. So we talked about the Power Networking Conference is coming up, and that's going to be coming up here real soon. Matter of fact, you guys, I will roll the ticker on the screen. If you have not gotten your tickets, you can go to thepowernetworkingconference.com and use the discount code that you see for the conference. Now, on that website, you will also see a link to the Top Golf event. But I also want you, Kim, if you will, just to tell people before we're done how they can, register for the Top Golf event. But let's talk about what is the Top Golf event and why is it important. I think the video is just outstanding. I mean, when I look at that video, I can't wait to be there. I'm going to have friends there. Wife is, but I have friends, I have my team, I have people that will be there on that Wednesday night, and I'm just looking forward to it. It's going to be a great time for all of us. And so absolutely. My co-host Michelle and her husband will be there. So tell us why the Top Golf event.
Well, you know what? This is the thing. Top Golf is something, or the sport of golf is something I've really been investigating and really been looking into, because I moved here from Indiana. So now I'm in the land of Florida, right? And I have I'm actually on a golf community, retirement golf community. So I realized that I'm in a golfing community. Most of them are seniors, 55 and plus. That's what this community is. And I see the passion that they have for golf. I see that this is what a lot of retirees do. And I also realize that a lot of retirees need their stories documented and preserved, right? So all this is kind of like, Lord, is just like connecting the dots. And so I've been looking at golfing, went up to Orlando this February and was able to go to the PGA show and to see what is this golf all about, right? And where us as African Americans, where do we fit in here? And I realized and found out that we have history of being golfers, right? And what people do on the golf course is they network. They make deals. They have fun. They do all these things simultaneously, right? And so it's not like a event in the office. It's laid back. It's relaxed. It's people can just be themselves. And that's why they say that golf is the new sport of business.
It's the sport of business, yeah.
And so many times we found out that most people that golf are pretty well off. It's an expensive sport. It's not.
That it is.
Right, it is. So then too, you realize that, okay, so if this is happening on the golf course, then what about those folks like me that really haven't done a lot of golfing, but then there's this avenue of Top Golf where it doesn't matter whether you're a seasoned pro or you haven't ever been on the golf course. It's for you, right? It's for everybody because the feature is not tournament. It is, for our event, it is on the networking style. Right. So this opportunity is for folks to unwind, get comfortable, like on the golf course, right? At Top Golf, with the state-of-the-art facility with all the bells and whistles, right? Great food. and you get a chance to relax, have fun, meet some folks that will be at the conference that's really here in Charlotte for the conference, right? All sort of people are coming in here. That's why I'm like, our Legacies Foundation needs a seat at the table. And the way to do that is to go to an event where there's lots of people, especially of African descent. Where do I find them, right? I find them in Charlotte at the Power Networking Experience Expo.
Right.
So, right. So, but before I really clicked on the idea, I already wanted to go to the Power Networking. At that time, it was the conference, Power Networking Conference, right? I bought my ticket in December before I even confirmed about the Top Golf. I was going anyway. I wanted to see, hear these great entrepreneurs that get together, all the workshops. I wanted to have the experience to learn, grow, and all of that. So it kind of like, you know how the Lord puts a seed in your head, you got to get here, and then he takes it to the next step.
Yeah.
So he took it to the next step with the video, right? And, you know, I showed it to you, gave it to you, and you presented it to the person who could say yes or no. You presented to Dr. Frazier, and he said, yes, thumbs up. What was this, a couple of days after Christmas?
Oh, yeah, it was December, yeah.
Yeah, it was December, right? So how can I say it? It wasn't something intentionally planned. I was obedient with whatever the Lord said do.
But it wasn't it wasn't like it was on your radar, but
it wasn't on my radar. It just kind of came together. It just, you know, when your plans are, when he makes plans for you that are bigger than you, and you just have to be obedient and follow the plan, because he's going to do the heavy lifting for you. You have to do what you're supposed to do. And our Legacies Foundation was given this vision to start this organization, right? This is God's work. And you know, because you're on our board of directors, so you know we have church every time we have a board meeting. Now, you know we do. Do we praise him? Do we praise him, Tony?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Every meeting starts out that way.
Every meeting starts out that way. So this is God's plan for our Legacies Foundation. He's using me as a vessel to get the work done. He wants to see his people use their knowledge and wisdom and share it with generations to come. And at Top Golf, that's why we're doing this fundraising event. But guess what? It's about networking, connecting, and it's about recognizing some amazing individuals. Dr. George Frazier, that has been a trailblazer in entrepreneurship and doing these conferences, right? Mm-hmm. The late Dr. Joel Dudley Sr., that was the Dudley Beauty icon, right? That started out with $10 and turned it into a multi-million-dollar company. And special guest with Ursula Dudley, right? His daughter that's taking on the legacy and continuing on with it, passing the baton. I'm like, this is fall. Lord, everything I've asked in this project and in this venture, in this Top Golf, he's opened the door for it. Open the door wide open, putting effort toward it, following the plan. His plan for us and for our Legacy Foundation is what I focus on every day. And that's the way things are just kind of like, sometimes I want to get off the ceiling because I'm like so excited. I'm like, oh my, he did what?
That's amazing. And you know what's so amazing is our Legacy Foundation, this whole golf outing, Top Golf event reception, and you think about, you have Dr. Dudley, and you know, I quote him a little bit. I mean, he was a really, I've only been around him. Many people have been around him many times. I had only been around him a couple times, but he dropped nuggets, right? He dropped nuggets that I remember. And when you think about legacy, that the Dudley companies never sold, and now the legacy is now that his daughter is running that organization, and for her to be there to accept that honor on her father's behalf, that's legacy, right?
That's legacy.
And then we think about Dr. George Frazier, who is working on a legacy project, which is the Black Hall of Fame, Black Business Hall of Fame and Museum. That's his legacy project that he wants to leave. And so when you think about those two things and the fact that it's a fundraiser that's going to benefit our Legacies Foundation, it's going to benefit the museum, and it's going to benefit Dr. Dudley's Scholarship Fund.
Absolutely.
And so, when you think about that, if you buy this ticket, that's a write-off for you. This is a charity event. And so tell us a little bit about the cost of attending the Top Golf event.
Okay, well, we're running a great sale, right? We're running a great sale. So we can have a complete bay, which includes 8 folks in the bay, right? 8 golfers. But remember, we're talking about networking style, not tournament style. So we're not trying to keep score and all that. But right now, it's actually $800
for an entire bay.
For 8 people. And guess what? Not only will you be able to network, the radio station will be there. You know that. You got to tell them about that. But not only that, is we got some fabulous prizes, some raffles. There is going to be a door prize that people are going to be amazed about, that's being donated by Top Golf. Because we're a nonprofit, we get some goodies in the bag, right? So some fabulous prizes. Even the goodie bag has some fabulous prizes. I have to admit, because I know, I had to be cost conscious, but I'm like, I want our legacies to represent the things that you remember from this event will be amazing. And my hope and prayer is that after Wednesday, once it's all over with on Thursday morning, you're going to say, we had a great time. Because of the fun thing, the fun factor, to be able to network with our co-workers, our entrepreneurs, business people. We don't always have to be dressed up, tied down. We can relax. We can have our tennis shoes on. We can have our t-shirts on. We can have our khakis and jeans. We don't have to. We can network without all that stuff going on.
And the other thing too that you didn't mention includes your dinner. It's food included.
Oh yeah. Don't let me forget that. We love to eat. So we got a full course meal, right? Including dessert. So I don't want to give it away, but guess what? It is a full course meal, and the bays, there'll be food outside the bays as well as in the chairman's suite. So if it's too hot outside, you can step right back into the air conditioner and eat. There'll be tables there that we have our initial meeting that will still be set up. So there'll be a food line in there and on the outside. So yeah, there's plenty of food for all that's going to be there. We want to get full. We want to have a good time. We want to hear laughter. We want to hear networking. We want to hear people having fun and relax to get ready for Thursday's day at the Power Networking Experience and Expo. And then the big thing that Dr. Frazier wants to let everybody know is how good a golfer he is. So he's going to show us.
Yeah, he's been talking about that.
Okay, because he's been bragging for months now. Okay, so he wants to show off at Top Golf. Well, we're going to let him do that. And hopefully we can learn some golfing tips from Dr. Frazier, right?
There you go.
Isn't that amazing to have some fun with Dr. Frazier?
Yeah, it's a great networking opportunity, a great bonding. I know I'm a part of at least 2 groups that are going to be there, including the Roberts Innovation Group, my group, Our Legacy Foundation. So there's 3 groups that I'm a member of in some way that I will be there. So I'm looking forward to it. And as you mentioned, 105.3 R&B will be broadcasting live from the Top Golf event. Olympia D, the personality there in Charlotte for that station, will be hosting at the event. So come on out. We're going to have the radio station there as we're confirming the details on that. And we're going to have a great time. We're going to have food, fellowship, and fun, right? So
and music.
And
we'll have a short video in the beginning just to tell folks a little bit about our legacies, a little bit about Dr. Frazier, Dr. Dudley, and Ursula Dudley Oglesby, the daughter of Dr. Dudley, will be administering the game. So you're going to win some fabulous prizes, but you got to learn and learn something about these two great men. So once you learn about them, there will be some great gifts that you will get by being the winner of the contest. 2 contests, one for Dr. Frazier's information and one for Dr. Dudley. So
that's awesome. And again, you can register there by going to the Power Networking Conference and clicking on the Top Golf tab, or you go to Power Networking EX top there. I know you can also get there from Our Legacies Foundation. And yes, you also can get there by going to therealmoneycoach.com. So we got you. We can get you there, and then they also can go to Charity Golf. What's that website?
Yes, it's Charity Golf Today. And you know what? I think it's on the flyer.
Okay. So
I think you're going to bring it up on the flyer with the code.
Let's bring. You know what? I'm glad you said that. Let's bring that flyer back up. Or
I know you showed the video already, but we've got an amazing flyer so we can see these people's faces. And
let's bring that flyer back up here. There
it is. Yeah.
Flyer. So this is the Top Golf event. There's a QR code right there. So if you're watching, you can hit that QR code and you're able to register. We have honoring Dr. George C. Frazier, special guest Ursula Dudley Oglesby, and then honoring the late Dr. Joe Dudley, who is co-founder of Dudley Hair Care Products. The event time is July 10th, 6:30 to 9:30 p.m. And again, the sale is you get 2 tickets for how much?
You can right now you can get a whole bay for 800, but if you want it right now, we're doing the Father's Day sale. So you can get 2 tickets for $225, which is about $112.50 a piece.
There you go. So
you can't beat that, right?
Right. Food, fun, networking,
prizes.
Yeah.
And trust me, your goodie bag's almost worth that same amount.
and it's a write-off. Well,
it's a write-off, right? And you get to do all that, and that's the benefit of working with Our Legacies Foundation, is that it is a write-off. So I want to make sure people realize that that's big and huge, especially if you can use it as a tax write-off. So why wouldn't you want to get your legacy done right now?
Awesome. Well, there it is, folks. I would make sure that that you're in the place, right? Come out. If you are someone who has been following me, you have my book, something like that. If it's not signed, I'll sign it for you. We'll have them there as well for people. And that is Increase, Protect, and Dominate Your Money. Now, here's a legacy moment. So this is my book. And I published it, Kim, in February. It was 22 was my book launch. And I have right here my granddaughter's book that just released on Amazon. And so Riley is 6 years old.
Wow.
And she published her first book, and it's called Fancy as Style. And
I love the color. I love the cover, the color, the dress, and the cover. That's amazing. At 6 years old,
it's a journal.
Is what I'm talking about. That's some great stuff.
It's a journal.
Absolutely.
And here, this is Proverbs 31:10. She is far more precious than rubies. And so this is Riley's journal that it is available on Amazon, and all the way through it's just little sayings, that sounds just like Riley, right? So,
Wow.
so fancy is knowing who I am, right? So it's just a great little book and a great little journal, a really good gift for anyone, especially for little
Absolutely.
girls. And Riley, um, everyone talks about me because that's her picture on my phone when
Oh,
she
yeah.
was born. She's 6 now. I got the same picture. And if I take that picture off, she's going to tell me about it. But super proud of Riley in her book. I'm going to have her on the show to talk about her book. But
yeah, you absolutely.
we just opened that package up today, and we got our book that we ordered off of Amazon by Riley Jackson. So proud of you, baby girl. So Kim, thank you so much for joining, talking about Our Legacy Foundation. It's been a great show. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
I appreciate everyone who is tuning in. You do want to tune in next week. Next week, Michelle will be back, and we're going to have Dr. Sheila Gothard as our guest, someone that Michelle, my wife, and I all knew back in Western when we attended Western Michigan University in Kalamazoo. And you're from Michigan, so you know Kalamazoo. Don't nobody else know that name, Kalamazoo.
Yeah, Kalamazoo. Absolutely, Tony. And I just wanted to shout out to you. Thank you for having me on, and thank you for serving on our Legacies Foundation Executive Board of Directors. I want to officially know and recognize all my board members at the Top Golf event, and every time I'm on the air, because couldn't do it without you. Thank you. So Tony Jackson, the Real Money Coach team, y'all need to make sure that everything he's telling you, you need to take advantage of it, because when you started your show earlier this evening, you said that most retirees worry about running out of money during their retirement. Remember you made that statement? I'm backstage listening. I'm like, that's it. I said he's talking about me, but I don't worry about that anymore because I got my plan with the Real Money Coach team. So I'm covered, right?
There you go. You go.
I don't worry about running out of money, guys. I don't even think about it.
Enough said, y'all. Schedule your appointment.
Schedule your appointment today with Tony.
All right. Everyone, have a wonderful night. Thank you so much for being here, Kim. Again, thank you for being a part of the show tonight. And I am going to close us out here and say thank you for watching tonight. Everybody,
see you at the top.
See you at the top.